G'day, welcome back to Down the Shed with Byron. And today, changing out the right hand drive shaft on a 2009 Ford Focus. Tools for the job, basic sockets, spanner, so just a 13mm socket, 21mm spanner, hammer, some thread locker, a bit of WD-40, trans fluid, just double check your transmission after you've done the job and top up as required. And paint marker, just to mark your bolts as you go so you know you've done them. The first thing I'm going to start with is undoing the bolt that holds the drive shaft into the hub assembly. With that bolt almost out, just hitting the end of it with a hammer just to make sure that drive shaft is loose inside the hub. Rotating the hub assembly just to gain access to the lower ball joint nut, which is a 21mm. Put the spanner on there. We'll undo that. With the nut loosely just left on the end of the thread, strike this area here with the hammer, or if you've got a ball joint separating tool, you can use it, but I find with the hammer it's just quicker. With that taper cracked now, you should be able to undo your lower control arm. Pop your hub out the way. Now with that free movement in that hub, it's still held up by the strut, you can pop that end of the drive shaft out and we'll move forward to the centre bearing. So with this right hand drive shaft, it has a centre bearing or like a balance bearing in the middle, because then it goes through and over to the gearbox over here. So we just got to undo the nut at the top and the nut down the bottom. With that bracket removed, we should be able to pull the shaft out now. Yeah, just make sure you've got a container underneath your gearbox because it will drop some oil. There we have it. All out. It wasn't too bad to pull that old shaft out. Just comparing it to the new one. I was only changing this one out because I brought them as a pair and just to freshen up the little car, we'll put it back in. So I've just sprayed a bit of WD-40 on the end of the splines here, and on the other end of the shaft I've just put a bit of transmission fluid on the sealing surface. We'll slide it back in. That end of the shaft all sorted out, reposition this section back into the hub. Just slide it in. What I'm doing here is just loosely putting the new retaining bolt in, just to hold the shaft inside that hub. So now I can push down that control arm and locate the lower ball joint. Put that nut back on and tighten that up. So with the ball joint nut tightened up, I've just put a white mark there as a reference. So that way when you next time under your car, you make sure it hasn't come undone. Now, go back around to the hub. I've just put a bit of medium strength Loctite on the bolt. We'll relocate that, refit that and tighten it up. Just another bit of a paint mark as a reference to make sure that bolt hasn't come undone on you. That's it, pretty much job done. I'll throw the wheel back on, take it for a test drive, see how it goes. Thanks for watching, dirty thumbs up, and I hope this video helps you out. Catch you later.